So today we're again on the Lowcoast Beer Advent Calendar. Today is day 14. Christmas is coming at a bloody fast rate. We're all going to be drinking, getting drunk, enjoying ourselves. Well, hopefully anyway, as long as you get time off work. I do feel sorry for anybody stuck in a job. I mean, for me, there's a bit of a thing going on at the minute with supermarkets getting them to close for Boxing Day, and I think they should. Poor buggers who working have had enough this year. They've worked all the way through this COVID, and I think supermarkets should close on Boxing Day. There's no need for it. It's just pure greed, and they've made enough money this year while all the other shops and pubs have been shut. Greed. Good evening. So today, day 14, and I've got that anticipation of what the bloody hell's behind number 4. Good evening. I'm like that. I sit at work in the car because there's no actual way to sit in both. Well, there is at the Cockliff one, but they're into the Calendar side. There's no way to sit unless I'll go and sit in one of the rooms, and I feel a bit daft. So, number 14. Oh, it's a can. Oh God. So, Inception, West Coast IPA, and it's by, I can't fucking see the writing. Can't tell who it is. Oh, it's bad, isn't it? Is it Oakham? I really need to sort out the lighting in here. I mean, it's a snazzy looking little can. 330ml. Fucking hell, I'm going to be doing a third review. Okay. So, there's 2 UK units. I can see that. Isn't it bad? Can't see the ABV. Oh, 6%. I do apologise. Oh, right. Couldn't even tell it's Oakham. I do know Oakham ales. I've had quite a few of their beers. JHB, if I'm right, and Scarlet Macaw, and I've got 1 or 2 that they've done for Marks and Spencers as well. So, 6%. That's not bad. Good strength. Albeit in the wrong glass. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, can't win them all. It does seem to be the thing these days to call every beer some sort of different type of IPA. West Coast IPA, South Coast. I can't wait till they come out with a Nottingham IPA. It'll happen. I'm sure it will. 6%. Nice strength. So, amber pour, Whitehead. It does look nice. It's a bit of a muted nose. To be honest, I'm getting a bit of a medicinal nose on it. But that might be because from the fact that my clothes stink of I've been burning wood and brash all day, and it's gone. I had a coat on all day, so this Christmassy jumper I've been wearing this all day, obviously, just to keep warm, and it's even got into the Christmas jumper through my jacket into my jumper. Oh, that's nice. Just making sure I ain't got another can of it somewhere. I've got my area to the side here with all my out of date and short date stuff. Great day at work. I mean, the weather, 10 degrees today. In December, 10 degrees. You can't fault that. And I had a cracking day. Burning brash. I had a mountain of brash, probably as big as this shed. And I managed to get it all burnt. And yeah, talking to the partridges, no one around. I'm on my own at work. I kept chopping a load of yew down, and you chuck it on the fire and it creates a lot of smoke. So what I did, I got a load of it together, chucked it on, and created the biggest bloody massive amount of smoke. And I'm thinking, those people in the houses about a mile away are going to be so pissed off. Yes, it is. I didn't realise that when I bought it. I bought the 12 beers of Christmas, and then I bought 3 randoms. And I didn't bloody realise that there was... I must not have, I must have not realised that there was a Bad Elf already in, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. So you got the Bad Elf Winter's Ale, which is 4.5, and the Bad Elf Dry Hop, which is 6%. I'm going to review that this Saturday, the facts say. I might do that on a beer chat review rather than... Obviously, I've still got the 2 bloody advent calendars to do. But, yeah, the beer review. Beer wall keeps changing. Although I'm pretty much not going to buy it. Unless I see something at Home Bargains this Saturday, I'm not going to buy any new beers before Christmas. Try and start getting through some of the beers I've got. Try and get the backlog down. I did want to go to Waitrose in Newark, but I didn't want to drive another 2.5 miles to go to Waitrose, then to find out that they ain't got half the beers that I want. Then it's a wasted journey. I've got to drive back 2.5 miles. Yeah, we don't want dry spells. Sod that. I don't think I'll ever have a dry spell. I've got 3 brews up the house, two washers, and the Imperial Russian Stout. And then I've got me Barola wine. I've got me oak-aged rum ale. And then I've still got some remnants of rhubarb wine. Artisan lager. The orange juice wine's finished. I've got the pear wine, which, yeah, it's an acquired taste. And I've got the rhubarb wine, which is bloody lovely. It's a bit sugary. Not sugary. It's a bit sweet, sorry. But, it's very nice. But the pear wine made from pears, that's one experiment I won't try again. It hasn't turned out as nice as I thought it was going to do. But hey, back to the Oakham. Oh, nice bitey. I thought it was citrusy at the start, but it does, and it's nice after those couple of rough days with them partisans. Top 3 beers. Oh, if we're talking, we've got to talk supermarket beers rather than brewery beers. Yes, it's very nice. Black Sheep's Milk Stout. They do some nice beers. King Goblin's definitely number 1 on the list. Titanic's Plum Porter is probably number 2. And probably number 3 is Old Tom. But let's be fair. God, there's so many to choose from, isn't there? I mean... Adnam's Broadside is bloody gorgeous. I only first started drinking that 2 years ago, and somebody I used to work with, he's a big bloke, and he's a steward at Nottingham Forest, and he likes his beer, he does. And he said to me, he says, I've got Adnam's cask, Adnam's Broadside on cask for the works party. And yeah, it was nice. I thought we were getting it for free as well. Tight bastards made us pay £4.50 per pint. Tight gets. When he said it was on cask, and I thought, oh, we're going to get it for free. Job's a good one. And now we have to pay. And yeah, that is exceptional. I mean, you need to look at, if you're classing supermarket beers only, because that's the mainstream beers, aren't they? The mainstream. You look at Fuller's 1845, Shepherd and Neame 1698. These are all strong beers as well, unfortunately. St. Peter's Plum Porter's, right at the top of that list as well. Excellent beer. It is tough. It is tough. And then you look at beer festivals when you go to them. I mean, I've got one that I've had at a beer festival, Interstellar Galactic Plum Rum and Raisin Stout. That is, I think it was 14% or 13.5. And it was from Liquid Light in Nottingham. And that was absolutely exceptional. And the good thing about reviewing beers is that, and trying new beers, oh, I don't know, it's shit. They've ruined one of my top 5 beers and lost 25% of its strength. And it just hasn't got that extra specialness that it had before. I know it shouldn't be about the ABV, it should be about taste. But the 6% gave it something extra. It's lost some of its specialness. Yeah, you know, I'd rather pay more than lose the ABV. I think they ought to have brought out 2 versions. The 6% for the beer drinkers and the 4.5 for the fuckers who want to pay less. You know, I'd rather pay more for it. But that's just me being a pisshead, I suppose. I mean, at 6%, this is very, very nice. I'm not even getting the fucking taste. I'm that busy talking. I'm not even... Good evening. You're watching me on YouTube, stalker. Yeah, I mean, this is really nice. Strong, 6%, good strength. I'll try and pick out some flavours, but I'm feeling 15% beer brewing. Wow, that's some strength. One of these days, I'll ramp it up and really go for it, you know. And I'm tempted to just... I've always fancied doing a rum and raisin stout. And I'm just, instead of doing what the beer, you know, the proper brewers can do, because obviously I'm not a proper brewer. Oh. And I'm thinking of just getting a stout kit, a decent stout kit, not Wilco's, but a decent one. Maybe even another Imperial Russian stout kit, but adding a couple of litres of rum to it and doing raisins in it at the start of fermentation. That's good. 8.5% good strength. And making a proper, you know, rum and raisin stout with real rum. But putting the rum in at the bottling, you know, the barreling stage or bottling stage, rather than at the start. Because what I don't want is to lose all that rum, you know, the strength of the rum to the yeast, because obviously that would, you know, you're kicking yourself in the head, aren't you? Yeah, you want a decent strength beer, don't you? I don't mind Desperados. It's not a bad beer, really. Oh, that's the dog outside I can hear on my decking. You know, we had rats in the house last year. Underneath the house, then they got in. And, you know, whenever I hear scratching, fucking hell, it freaks me out. And something's out on the little deck. I've got a decking area between the beer room and the hot tub room. And all I can hear is something scratching outside. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's that? Pardon my French. Parlez-vous français? But anyway, yeah, and it just freaks me out, little bastards. Yeah, I mean, we've got neighbours across the road. Yes, I have reviewed it. It's somewhere in all my reviews somewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of rats in government. Yeah, on both sides as well, you know. Then again, I live in Nottingham. Fucking hell, our city council is the worst council ever. They're all Labour, and every decision they make is a shit decision. They lost 28 million on Robin Hood Energy, which is supposed to be rob the rich to feed the poor. They haven't done that. They fucking robbed the poor to feed the rich, twats. And then they've demolished a shopping centre, and then the shopping centre people went bust. So they've lost another 15 million there. Cheers. And then they've hired 200 of these yellow scooters. You've got these electric scooters that they ride around on. They've got something like 200 of the little bastards. And you see these little, it's all the knobheads riding around on these fucking scooters. And they leave them everywhere, blocking pavements. The first time some twat leaves one outside my house, it's getting smashed. I don't give a fuck. Pardon my French. But yeah, and they just go from one shit decision to another. And you look at what you pay for as a council tax, and the parks around Nottingham, what I used to look after when we won Britain in Blooms, all the parks, shit. The gardeners that they employ these days, well, I don't know if they know how to use a pair of secateurs or a hoe. No, and yeah, and the only problem is we pay. Oh fucking no! Don't ask about Forest. The shit. I don't know what's going off at Forest. They bought so many new players. They got rid of so many players, and it's like we were top 6 team. In fact, at one stage we were nearly a promotion chasing team. Now we're looking at relegation. And we've got a good manager, but I don't know what's going on in the background, because he seems to be choosing the same donkeys every week. Good evening. Yeah, the same donkeys every week. And yeah, I can see it stare. Unless he can turn it around soon. You imagine 12 of us, if you've been together as workmates for 5 years, you know each other's flaws. You know how to cover each other's backs. You know your weak spots. Put 12 of you, 11 of you together that have never known each other's, and then you understand in a lot of ways why they're fucking shit. On paper, they're supposed to be all good players, but they're not playing as a team. I mean, I've worked at certain workplaces and not played as a team. And, you know, I've got the person I work with, she was all right, but the rest of them, well, there's a word that rhymes with anchors. For some of them, at least. Partisan. No. Now, apparently, I can't see it because of the shitty fucking lights in here. I always say that. Oakham Ales, and it's their Inception, and it's a West Coast IPA. 6%, and I've got to say, absolutely lovely. Well enjoying it. Good strength to it. Amber pour, as you can see. Little white head. I can't pick out the flavours because the strength is just kicking in nicely. And yeah, really nice IPA. I'm sure I've had this before, though. I'm sure I've drank this before. I won't be getting no Crub Sub beer machine for Christmas. I might get keys to my country house, you know, fuck and haul, but I won't get that. You can get a birthday shout out if you like. Yeah. It's definitely citrusy anyway. That's what I can taste. Before I drink it all and not realise what I've actually tasted. It's a bogger, isn't it, when you're drinking stuff and you can't tell. It is nice. And I'll tell you what, yeah, when I'm smiling, it's good. When I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the camera and thinking, fucking hell, this is shit. It's actually part of the Lowcoast Beer Advent Calendar. So, lowcostbeer.com, if you go to their site, they have loads of random beers. Short date, out of date, and bankrupt stock. And obviously, a lot of breweries struggling. They'll brew so much, and these fellas will come along and buy it. So in some ways, they're doing, you know, instead of it going to waste, it's not. So, see you later. Have a good one. I feel sorry if you're working at this time of night, but I've been there and done that, unfortunately. Yeah, and instead of it going to waste, they sell it cheap. And to me, no beer should ever go down the drain. There's no need for it. Unless they taste it and it's rancid, fair plays. But never should beer go down the drain. Bloody ridiculous. But I've got to say, this is jolly nice. It is a good idea. And the draft beer that they're doing is amazing. You know, the idea of putting draft beer in a bottle, plastic bottle, squirt of CO2 in. I mean, for me, if you're not interested in buying, if you can't afford to buy 45 quid's worth at a time to get the free postage and packaging, their discovery pack at 15 quid, 10 different draft beers, 15 quid, 5 a delivery, 20 quid in total. But 20 quid for 10 different draft beers that you've probably never tried before. Certainly I've never tried before, most of them. And, you know, you can't fault it. You can't fault the business model at all. Right, I better knock this review off. So, I'll get the right can. I'm going to do another review afterwards, bogger it. Yeah, 10 free 30 bottles of draft for 20 quid. You can't fault that. Not at all. I've no idea about widgets. Yes, they do some amazing deals. And they do a lot of wines as well, if you like your wines. But you have to go to Smiling Grape company for that. Because Smiling Grape are the people that own Low Cost. It's all traded under that. For me, this was exceptional. Good strength throughout. Good tasting beer. And it made me smile, which is always good. Ooh, can't remember. I might have done. I probably have done at some stage. The Ghost, I think it was the Ghost, wasn't it? So out of 5, for me, cracker of a beer. Truly, you know, the ABV was proper spot on. 6%, hit the spot. Out of 5, for me, 4.5. That was nice. Oakham Ales, Inception. Right, kill this review. I'll do a third review. Fuck it, eh? Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, and see you in a minute. Cheers. Well, if I can turn the fucking phone off.